What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have fun playing Magic. And it's been about 2 years since I've really played Magic consistently. I've played here and there throughout the last 2 years, but I haven't been making content, and it feels like time to get back and try again, at least for a little bit here. No promises on consistent content for a little bit, but this set looks really fun. And honestly, I've been really burnt out on Magic, and there's a lot of stuff that hasn't looked as interesting to me, but I'm here. We're going to have some fun trying it out again. And so, yeah, let's see if I can shake the rust off and and get going with this. But yeah, so the Gitrog Ravenous Rite is the card I built this deck around. 5 mana, 6/5 with trample and haste, a frog horror mount. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice a creature that saddled it this turn, which is basically like crew, but for creatures instead. If you do, you draw X cards, then put up to X land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. So the main thing I thought about this is that we already have Mosswood Dreadknight, which has 3 power. We already have Tenacious Underdog, which has 3 power. And those are 2 amazing cards to be able to sacrifice and bring back, which is good. And then we also have Forsaken Miner. I decided to only go for 2 copies of this because I wanted to try going for a few other cards here as well. Forsaken Miner is definitely good if I'm trying to go more aggro. Not being able to block, though, is a big deal for a deck that is trying to survive against some of the other decks in the format, mainly Mono Red and Boros. And so I'm going a little bit less on this because I feel like I need a bit more mid-rangey to try to combat against those decks, and hopefully just get lucky with the spot removal that I have here and there with Go for the Throat and Cut Down. I think I just need to hit those at the right moments up against those decks, and then I think we have a chance if I have Sheoldred, if I can hit in and maybe race against them, if I get to the mid-range type of plays. In those cases, I think that there are some really fun cards in this deck. Goldvein Hydra is a new one. X and a green, Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. The Vigilance here is huge for this. This is another good card to sacrifice to Gitrog as well, because whenever it dies, you create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to its power, and its power is whatever we pay mana into it for. And I thought with this card, this is a really good one to... I only have 2 copies of this because it's a good filler in the early game if I really need something else to get in there, just to have Vigilance and kind of hold if I don't have a good 3-drop or 4-drop, it's a good replacement for that spot. And then late game, if I've hit some lands with Gitrog, if we're ramping up a little bit, then this is a really good card to throw in there. I was between this one and I think it also throwing the artifact that is just a 3/3. You can pay 3 mana for it to be Menace and Lifelink, and then it can be a 7-drop as well with Menace and Lifelink to be bigger. I forgot the name, but guys, it's been a long time. I'm going to forget all the names, and so just bear with me. I probably won't know what I'm talking about half the time, but we're going to have fun playing Magic. That's what matters. The other thing we're going for here is that we are playing a lot of just legendary creatures, and so that's part of why I'm only keeping this as a 2 of as well, and I'm focusing instead on things like Glissa Sunslayer and Gix, which, by the way, one thing I thought was interesting, there's a lot of needing to commit crimes within this format or within this new set, and I thought that Glissa Sunslayer was pretty interesting because it's a legendary first off, which does matter with all the joins up abilities like Vraska and Tinybones. I actually took out the Tinybones joins up and just kept Tinybones himself this time, which, by the way, whenever he does damage, you can cast a null and permanent from the player's graveyard, which is just... Tinybones is a little bit insane, honestly. It's a really cool card. It's kind of kill on sight, which makes the death touch really interesting of how it plays with everything. We can get a lot of a lot of the more aggro matchups to kind of hold back a blocker or just force a chump block, which we can minimize their board a little bit, which sets up a little bit for mid range for us, or we can try to steal their stuff and try to play some extra just blockers or stuff or things to kind of keep us in play as well. It works well with Gix. Anyway, but Sunslayer does allow us to, when we target something, to remove counters from a permanent. I believe we can target anything, even if it doesn't have counters on it, and that can just commit a crime. We don't need to commit crimes too much in our deck. Really the only card that matters, that cares about it all, is Forsaken Miner. And so, yeah, this is the deck I'm not going to keep talking about for forever. We have Bristly Bills here as well here for the legendary 4 Vraska Joins Up. So whenever a legendary creature you control deals combat damage to a player, we get to draw a card. That is a big part of what we're trying to go for, is just lots of value. Keep getting good creatures that are good, that can hit and fast. So we have our hasty Gitrog, we have our hasty Goldvein Hydra, and we also have Tenacious Underdog. I haven't talked like this in a long time. It's been 2 years since I've presented in this manner, and so guys, I'm really rusty, but I'm not going to do this again, not the intros, so let's get on with it. Let's play. Here we go. All right, this is what an opening hand should look like. This is amazing. We are on the play. We'll see how bad that is for us here. A lot of things will change to getting out of bronze rank. All right, we're up against mono red. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Tinybones. Bristly Bill. This is a time where I probably will hold off on Bristly Bill until turn 3 to get that counter on it, because I wanted to get out of shock range as much as possible. Holding this back as a blocker is not a bad idea here. So I think I'm going to go for Dreadknight. We have our land drops, so we're good there. We're going to say no attacks. And we're just going to protect an early game and then see if we can get ahead later on. All right, so this is, I'm assuming this is the plot deck. There is a new card that is a flyer that can plot and start swinging it in and just like basically storm off to an extent, or just like buff insanely fast and do good stuff. Guys, my words ain't working lately. Oh, that's a little bit of an itchy one. All right, take 2 here. I am keeping him slowed down with his Tinybones, which I am happy about. Until they go crazy. The issue is that these have trample, and so I'm not really stopping them a ton when they get big. And so stopping 2 damage here and forevermore, like I could be stopping 4 or 5, 6 damage. And so I think I do go ahead for the trade here. It's not great. It's not a great trade-off, but it's better than not doing it. I think we do now go for the Bristly Bill. Make it a 3/3. Have it at least be on the board. If they play any spells basically here, then these get out of my range. And that's what I was hoping for, is they don't have a spell here. Okay, so they will have one. They could be pretending. That's basically what we have to hope for, is that they don't actually have something. They do. We're still gonna block it. Be able to play the land there and dodge that damage for the next turn would be better. Cut down. We can at least play that. Gix. Gix is interesting. The 3 toughness does matter. We're going to go ahead and kill this now before they can cast something in response. Pass the turn. They have 7 damage coming in at us. I probably will not block it and then hope I can Gitrog afterwards. On the next turn, see what we can draw. That's decent. That is very decent. Okay, so Mosswood Dreadknight. I will not attack him with Gix. Pass the turn. All right, what do they top deck? How amazing is it? Phoenix Chick, we can deal with, kinda. Block there. They're gonna kill the Gix. Honestly, our life total's too low. We won't be able to draw with the Mosswood Dreadknight anyway. Interesting. That really isn't great. This is my one issue. This is why Vraska Joins Up was actually a card I wasn't sure about. It's not fantastic here. I am going to go ahead and swing in despite them top decking a hasty creature. Potentially. I think I need a... Can I swing in? I don't think I can. No attacks. Oh man, we're just way too far behind, because if this is any hasty creature, then we're in lots of trouble. If it is the pump deck, it's a higher chance of it being like a flying hasty creature though. Goldvein Hydra. Definitely would like a land. I would love that. I am going to go swing in now, because I have the Vigilance creature up. I need to start putting a clock on them. Those not getting in for those 3 points of damage really could end it here for us. If they have like a lightning strike or something in hand, I guess we would still be in trouble, but channels it, draws a card. Swift Spear. I'm fine with that. Land. Come on. And I can't use Fill the Ruin because of all of this stuff going on, but it is a legendary creature, so I can maybe draw cards eventually. We will swing in. Keep the clock going. Down to 8. I mean, if they keep top decking this poorly, we have a shot. And the festivities. I'm fine with that. I would love to get these treasures. This doesn't have vigilance or reach, does it? Yeah, no reach. And yeah, I'm fine trading off here. It's still just based off of the power. Yeah, it's his power. So 3 treasures. And that is Gitrog. Lethal. Not going to settle up. We're just going to swing in and get out of here. All right. Beating mono red feels pretty good. All right, we're up against Ozzy, and I hope all of like the audio and everything is working out for us here. Not an amazing start. Bristly Bill is decent. Goldvein Hydra is okay. Like, we have Gitrog, so I'm going to keep this, but I probably should be mulliganing for at least 3 lands here. I have 25 lands instead of the typical 24, just because we definitely want to be hitting our 4 drops and 5 drops more consistently. I'm okay not getting them on turn 5 every time, but I want that to be a semi-regular thing. Definitely, for sure. All right, there's so many new decks, and this is something I love about playing when a new set comes out, is that there's like new stuff is coming out, and that's what it's all about. I love Magic when it's new and fresh. It's so fun. So this is where I'm just going to put a counter onto here. Oh, I could have gone for Goldvein Hydra with the counters here, which is interesting. Having lots of Bristly Bills means I'm definitely going to be throwing them forward. The question is if I'm playing Goldvein Hydra, and I think the answer is yes. I would love to get 2 treasures here and then start hitting with Gitrog. Yes, please. And that's kind of the main thing with Goldvein Hydra. I am absolutely fine with him dying early on. And so we're going to go aggro. We are going up against Toxic, which is a little bit scary going super aggro. I could hold him back, but then I'm worried that they'll just get through anyway and I won't get the value out of Hydra. At the same time, though, are they going to be attacking in? I don't think so. Oh, it's Vigilant. Okay, it's Vigilance. Right, okay. I remember how to play and read. Okay, the Hydra has Vigilance. I can block and attack. Yes. Oh, man. All right, so Razor Verge Thicket. Some of these words I haven't said ever, because a lot of these ones came out after I stopped recording for a while. And all right, Hexproof from White. All right, we are playing in bronze rank. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. A lot of other people are probably out of practice. That's the word. Just like me, and so they pressed the wrong button there. We got a lucky win, and I'm gonna take it. Yes, back in it. I'm winning already. Up against Will, and yeah, we'll keep it. I'd like to be hitting my 1 drops. That would be nice, but this lets us play Restless Cottage. We have 3 lands already. Goldvein Hydra feels a little bit better when I already have some stuff going for me here. Here's a good question. Mosswood Dreadknight or Underdog? I guess it's always Underdog, right? The other question, though, is Bristly Bill. I guess it's Bristly Bill, because even though he's a 2/2 when I first play him out, like, it feels like he should be better if I play him out and then play land. But hitting for 3 with that 3 toughness is actually a big deal. Gets away from the cut downs, gets away from a lot of other stuff. If they do have a board wipe, Hydra might be better, but I think that we're just playing out the Underdog here. I should play after I attack in. I don't trust myself to not misclick at this point, so I'm kind of playing a little bit safe. All right, flashes this in. This is... All right, so deals 5 damage to target tapped creature. Product controls. Okay, so there's 1 tapped thing, and we're also might be running into like a Wandering Emperor here at some point. I think I need a draw as well, so we're gonna go ahead and attack in. And so we're gonna attack him with Tenacious Underdog. If they have another one, bummer, but I'm okay with it. That's part of what our deck is all about, is we have a lot of... we can keep filling our hand with a bunch of other stuff here. So we're going to go for the card draw. For her, sure. Land, we got the land. Beautiful. And we'll go ahead and play out the Mosswood Dreadknight. Get some power on the board. There are only 2 lands right now. They missed their land drop last time. And so if we can just keep the clock rolling, it's going to be game over. And so they probably missed land drop there. We're getting lucky, and I'm okay with it. Oh, man. Only 2 lands always feels bad. But with Tinybones in hand and the Hydra, I think we can keep this. Still do okay. We have to discard. We'll get rid of a Gitrog. I mean, it's annoying if they can take that from us in some fashion. Tinybones played out past the turn. All right, is this mono black? Or is this... It's filling mono black at the moment. Let's go ahead and swing in. They don't have anything in the graveyard. That's okay. Would be nice. And I think we just get out the Dreadknight. Yeah, hurt ourselves a little bit. Get it out there. Let's see if they have the cut down or something else. We definitely are willing to play this again next turn to get the draw, get it back up going. I don't really need to play the Hydra right away, and I'd like to keep enough cards in hand to compete against this. The biggest thing we have to worry about is the combo. There's a 2-card combo now that is insane, and we basically just have to kill the creature on turn 4, the one that does bad things. I know what I'm saying, guys. All right, Forsaken Mine is a pretty good draw. I guess we should swing in first here. Can I technically take that card? Okay, I couldn't remember how this works. I need to read through things again. I really just want to be drawing my cards so that I can hit my land drops. I really need to get to our 4th land here. Okay, so Tinybones. Dude, everyone's scooping by turn 3. Okay. Oh, man, all of my favorite cards against Coda here, but only 2 lands. This is a super greedy keep, and I'm definitely going to keep it. We're on the play. We do have the spot removal in the early game, which is nice. I'm not going to hold up the cut down on turn 1. I think I'm fine kind of slowing it down a little bit here. Ooh, up against other stuff. Okay, here's an interesting option. I am going to play Vraska Joins Up early. We have 3 legendary creatures in hand. I want them to hit. I don't care about getting Death Touch on my stuff, especially if it is just like a blue-white control deck. Blue-white's going to be a tough one, especially if we don't hit lands early on. Oh, and that is... There it is. We miss our land drops, and now we are definitely behind from this point on. Get Lost gives us map tokens, which, I mean, could turn into lands. If we ever, have extra mana, which is the issue. Yeah, and so, we're in trouble. Missing land drops there was a big, big deal. I think I would keep my 2 lands there almost anytime. But if this happens, then it's basically game over. What is this? If it dies, cast a spell. Okay, we're going to kill it right away. They could have a counter spell there, but I felt pretty safe. Oh yay, Bristly Bill. It won't survive in time for me to get the map tokens. I very highly doubt it. They could wait to try to play more stuff, which they shouldn't. Yeah, there they go. I'm sticking around just because everyone else scooped early. I don't want to be the guy that scoops early. I'll let this guy keep going. Celestis. All right, we definitely got to kill them out of form Hellkite. Is it? Oh, man. Oh. Can I survive without drawing the land here? I think I have to try to draw. I know I can't do anything about this mana from Hellkite if I tap land. All right. Man, that was 13 cards deep and we only have 3 lands. That's just the shuffler doing us dirty. Metaform Hellkite hits in. Down to 13. I don't know if there's a way to turn this around. We have enough spot removal that there's like a small chance of it at least. And I think they're holding up Counterspell now, which is not great. But I think I need to slow the game down and just hope that they run out of creatures. Like, let's just hope that they have no creatures. I could wait until their turn, but that gives them a chance to draw into a counterspell, and literally a counterspell was the thing that just ended us there. And so now I'm feeling a little bit more okay. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to start digging for actual creatures now. And so they're still going to have tons of reaction, but we at least have a chance to get back into the game. And then our hasty creatures could actually give us enough value. Celeste this a few times. Yeah, we're definitely way behind. But we may be, in some ways, oh, tap land. Huzzah. At least in the game. Glissa is interesting. I think I'm going to give him just like something to... Like, I'm not going to put out creatures that... They're definitely holding interaction right here. And so I'm just putting out something that they might interact with. I'm going to get the cards out of their hand. I'm going to try to get the map token to hit land. Oh, that's amazing. Like, that's everything I've ever dreamed of just happened. Wandering Emperor, I don't think I have a whole lot of ways to interact with Wandering Emperor. Sheoldred would be good. I have the land, so I have Gitrog Monster as well. Zurgo and Ojutai.
We must protect.
The question is how valuable Sheoldred is for just slowing the game down a little bit here. I have a cut down for one of these guys. I have go for the throat. I'm wondering if they're going to be bringing this back. I could just like make sure I kill the Wandering Emperor. And so I'm going to say no blocks. It's taking us really low. And this is one that I probably should be blocking. Yeah, I probably should have blocked there. So I have the ability to... Goldvein Hydra is interesting. The vigilance on that is actually kind of a big deal. I can make it a 4/4. Definitely kill the Wandering Emperor. Die on the backswing, basically. I can cut down. Is Gix if I hit just the player, or does it... Yeah, not Planeswalker as well. Sheoldred is a good blocker, and it does at least gain us some life against the Ojutai. I can cut down something as well, but it's not dealing with the Ojutai. And so I think what I'm going to go for here is kill Ojutai and then go for Glissa, because then I can at least swing in straight forward and do some stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and kill the flyer, because our life total is low enough now that we just gotta. I could swing in and use cut down. I could even do like play this back. No, that's not gonna work. Could make Goldvein Hydra a 2/2. Let them trade off. I can get the treasures and then still play something else out. I won't have enough. I think it's just Glissa and hold back. And just having first that's Death Touch. First Strike and Death Touch. I know how to talk. All right, no Immortalize. All right, yeah, it's not technically over. I could get them to trade here. I think we say no attacks. We're going to go for the block and then probably Gitrog Monster in to kill the Wandering Emperor. Not amazing there either. And this is only when it does combat damage to player, this is the issue with Planeswalkers. We don't have necessarily the best setup against Planeswalkers without Glissa, especially. I am going to go ahead and go for the trade. Let's see what interaction they have. Oh, it's First Strike. Yep, definitely rusty, and I think that I am done to that one. Is there anything else I can really do here? I can get Sheoldred out. I can try to go for map and get like an extra land and then cut down. 5 or less, and so I can't hit the Samurai anymore. If this sticks around, I'll play for a moment. All right, that's game. Sounds great. We can be done there. All right, on the play. Really good hand. Because we don't have many ways to fill the graveyard, Tinybones isn't as important to play like early on, because we're not going to be able to discard something, maybe play it right off. The Death Touch is good, but I think we're definitely going for Forsaken Miner in the early game. I'm talking about all this through because I am trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing with all of this as well. Changed my camera setup as well, and so let me know if you guys like this. I just didn't want to set up the green screen today, but I might bring it back in the future. Forsaken Miner up against mono red. This does not block. Tinybones is a decent blocker though. Yeah, we'll get out Swamp. Goldvein Hydra is not a terrible thing to play early on against mono red. I would like it to be in the 4 toughness range if possible, but just getting the treasures and be able to play like a Sheoldred a turn early, or play Sheoldred and hold up some removal, or of course Gitrog, would be really good. And so we do need to find less lands and more action this time. Knowing that we can flood as well means that we're probably in the right spot with all these cards. All right, do they have the shock? No. Okay, so they go attacking in. We will trade. Definitely fine with the trade there. Cut down. All right, that means we hold off on the Goldvein Hydra and we swing in. The question is, do I kill this early or later? I think that it is killing it early. What's this one do again? So I've never played against this card. I have seen other people play against it, and so I'm trying to remember. When it deals combat damage, when it dies, it can deal damage equal to its power to any target. I am going to go ahead and cut this down. I don't know how bad it gets. And right now, I'd rather not be able to take out my Forsaken Mine or whatever. And we are in a pretty good shape, making this a 3/3 next turn. If we have a good 3-drop or 4-drop, that'd be better. But we're at least, having a Vigilance creature that they're going to have to deal with lets us play a few more turns, hopefully. And taking care of this early is also helpful. All right, down to 18. We are going to pass the turn. Yeah, we are taking the damage here. Of course, Forsaken Miner cannot block, and so that's why, of course, I'm not keeping him up. You guys are probably all like aware of all the cards and what's happening. And you're like, Jeff, we know. All right, 3/3. Yeah, let's go ahead and just keep the clock rolling here. They're not going to have the lightning strike. They might have the shock for the miner. That'd be annoying. But Goldvein Hydra, I only have 2 of it. We've been drawing it pretty, and this is what I want. I want like 1 per game, and I'd like it to be around, like drawing it around turn 4, turn 5. So they do have to play the fire. I'm fine with them, getting some cards out of their hand so they can't play them next turn and make Swiftspear bigger. This etching of Kumano is annoying with Goldvein Hydra, of course. I won't be able to get the treasures. Not for sure. The one aspect of having more Hydras is that if you do prioritize the Hydras, they give you the treasures and it makes your next Hydra better. And so there is a side of like, if you're going to play some, maybe you should be playing 4 of them. But I think 2 of is about right, because there is also the part that you're playing 4 mana for a 3/3. It is Vigilance, Haste, and Trampoline, but yeah. All right, do they have the Monstrous Rage here? I think they'd be a lot more aggressive if they had it. They're swinging that out. Okay, and we're at 15. I'm going to say no blocks here. We're going to see if we can take it. If they have a Lightning Strike, it's a bummer. This way I can still swing in again. They're plotting. All right, they have the show off. Dude, stop it with the lands, yo. All right. We'd like to draw, any cards. We can never have cards and lands. Oh, man. Chats. I'm not good at Magic because I can't plan that out right. They plotted this out, so they've got to be going for the game here. Yep, Monstrous Rage. That's big. That's pretty big. We're basically dead if they have another one. Yeah, now we're dead. All right, good game. You got it. No blocks. Yeah. Cool. The only thing we could have done different there is hold up the cut down for a little bit longer. I don't think that would have helped us. And so I think we're good. All right, up against Jake US. And yeah, we'll keep this one. 2 drops, 3 drops, some removal. We can hang with the main deck. The one thing I'll say about the new combo deck where it's just the 2-card combo, as long as you can remove the creature or counter the main combo card, or it's creature that makes you lose double the life of it, you would lose that turn, and then there's a card that just says lose half your life, round it up. We're gonna go, man, here's this option again. I think it is Bristly Bill. I don't know if it's right, because if they do have cut down here, it's a bit more annoying. But if we dodge it, it becomes a 3/3 and it gets out of that range. It attacks through a naturalist and whatnot. Let's see here. Is it Glissa or is it go for the throat? I think making them not be able to play extra cards is better. Like the cost reduction is the big thing I wanted to remove there. It's different having my face up here, isn't it? Before I had my face down in this area, but I would always block this and you couldn't see what I was doing. And so I'm not sure where the right place is. Probably in this area would be pretty good too. We'll see. All right, we're getting closer to the Gitrog, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get out. I can play both Dreadknights. Gliss is so good against this deck, though. If I just deal combat damage, destroy target enchantment is good. How aggressive do I go? I guess I can attack in first. Either way. Down to 13. This deck can pop off as well, though. And so I'm worried that they're just going to have blockers for all of my stuff anyway. Let's go and go with Glissa. I think if I can set up and try to draw the card next turn, like I want to see if I need to draw, and so I'll hold up the Mosswood Dreadknights for next turn. I don't think this deck will be playing any board wipes. Ossification gets rid of the Glissa. Yeah, the Glissa. They could go for Bristly Bill. It's going to be a 5/5 next turn. This is a double it. Ah, right. I forgot about this. Our main ways of destroying enchantments is just our Glissa. So if we find another one, that'd be great. Yeah, I feel like once the meta settles down again, we'll be able to know exactly what things need to be kept around. All right, found the land. We hit hard. Pass the turn. Next time we can play out a Dreadknight and sack it for lands. Hopefully they don't have removal again. Lots of cards in hand, so very likely. They did put this on the plane, so we can't feel the ruin. Is that what Ossification is always on? Basic land you control. Okay, it's always basic land. Seal from existence, yeah. Hey, double it. Go for it. I dare ya. We do have Restless Cottage that we can go in with. I think that I'm going to prepare that for later. So let's go ahead and draw first. Draw. More lands. Not great. Let's get out Dreadknight. And I think we have to go the other one to try to present lethal in case they have run out of they've run out of these removal pieces. We'll see. Weaver of Harmony, very good here. Hallowed Haunting, I'm okay with this. I think this gives us a decent chance at lethal. All right, so how much is Restless Cottage? I'm debating if I can play Bristly Bill as well. I'm just gonna do this for my own sake of making sure I don't mess up here. Okay, so that I can play out the Swamp and Bristle. All right, They do scoop. I mean, they could technically block there with Weaver Harmony, block the cottage. It doesn't have menace, does it? Yeah, it doesn't have menace, and so they could have blocked and gone down to 1. Kind of surprised they didn't stick around, but we did. If they didn't have ways to remove our board, we were in decent shape there. All right, guys, that's the end of the first video after 2 years of not playing Magic, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope my setup is not too messed up. There's a lot of like mics and cameras that have been used basically for 2 years. I've tried making videos here and there, just haven't posted them, but here you guys go. I'm gonna be making videos. We'll see if it's consistent. I'm not gonna promise anything because right now I'm a full-time dad, and I love being a full-time dad, but it's just one of those things that like it makes it really hard to put a whole lot of effort and energy into some other things. Other people can probably do it a lot better than I can, but it's just hard for me. Parenting is amazing and it's wonderful, but it's also basically like someone telling you to deal with your pet peeve 25 times a day and then still be happy at the end of it. And you definitely can never get angry at any point of dealing with the same pet peeve 25 times a day. And so, you know, sometimes I don't necessarily feel like playing against mono red and those kinds of things afterwards, but today I'm feeling good. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me suggestions and some comments down below to let me know if I need to fix anything here. And otherwise, it might just be a little bit more casual for the first little bit till I get everything set up, and then we'll have fun. See you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.